China has brushed aside international appeals and executed a British man convicted of drug smuggling. This is the building where Akmal Shaikh was killed by lethal injection, despite claims by his relatives that he was mentally unstable and unwittingly lured into crime. The Britain's execution, China's first of a European citizen in nearly 60 years, was condemned by Britain's Prime Minister Gordon Brown, who said he was appalled and disappointed by China's lack of clemency. Human rights organisation Amnesty International called the execution a slap in the face for the international community.
Amnesty International is very disappointed that the Chinese authorities chose to ignore our pleas for clemency. Not only our pleas, but the pleas of many organizations and governments around the world. But what's truly appalling is that the Chinese authorities did not apply Chinese domestic law, which could have mitigated the verdict in this case, given the mental illness of the defendant. This is really a slap in the face for the international community. This clearly demonstrates that the Chinese government is not concerned about international opinion and is really not interested in applying the rule of law or its international human rights obligations. I fear that this is a demonstration of a trend that things are actually going downhill in terms of human rights in China.
Reprieve, a London-based prisoner advocacy group, said there had been every reason for China to grant Shaikh clemency.
We had uncovered so much evidence even in the last few hours. 6 new witnesses came forward just yesterday. There was every reason to give clemency. It was hard to know how hopeful to be because we were dealing with China, and clearly, as events have proved, this is not a nation dealing with things reasonably or responsibly or in any kind of civilized manner.
Shaikh first learned he was to be executed on Monday from his visiting cousins, who made a last-minute plea for his life.
We begged the Chinese authorities to show mercy and clemency to help reunite this heartbroken family.
Demonstrators in the UK held a vigil outside China's embassy in London to show their support for Shaikh and make a final appeal to the Chinese government for clemency.
We were hoping that no news was good news. We can only condemn in the strongest terms what appears to have been a great and gross miscarriage of justice.
In a statement from its embassy in the UK, China said Shaikh had no previous record of mental illness and stressed his rights were properly respected and guaranteed. Shaikh was convicted in 2008 after a trial lasting just half an hour.